Hey, welcome back to the Wrestle Show once again. As always, hit that like, subscribe button down below, and let's get right to the news of the day. We have 2 injuries to talk about, as well as a possible Full Shield reunion. First off, Asuka broke her collarbone in NXT TakeOver Brooklyn in her NXT Women's title match. Unfortunately, she'll be out up to 2 months, and I'm guessing that'll mean she'll have to vacate the Women's NXT Women's Championship. It's really unfortunate because she's been doing really well, in NXT, and look like she was really close to, being pushed, maybe up to the next, to the main roster at some point in the near future. It's rather unfortunate though for her to suffer an injury as well because, she just retained her title, and now they're gonna, they have to scramble to figure out what to do now that she's been injured. And also, sucks for her because, like I said, she was doing really well. And now she's on the shelf for up to 2 months, possibly longer. And you just hate seeing anybody get hurt, in wrestling and everything. They take every precaution they can to prevent injuries. And occasionally they do happen. But this comes, on the heels of about a year and a half or so of a really strong push. Asuka's maintained the title for over 500 days and everything, as I mentioned at NXT TakeOver. And I hope she gets well soon because NXT could really use her back, but you don't want to rush her back any faster than she needs to be. Also, Big Cass has suffered an injury. On Raw last night, he suffered an injury and will undergo an MRI today to discover the severity of it and how long he will be out. It is figured he'll be out for a while. It's figured to be a fairly significant injury, but we will see after the MRI today. Hopefully he's not out long because they've got this whole angle going between him and Enzo, and they're really trying to push Cass as this big bad guy, and it's kind of hard to push somebody as a big bad guy when they're, out with injury. And sadly, it's what seems to happen a lot with WWE. They go to push somebody and they seem to get injured. And it's really kind of, it can be devastating to the company, devastating to the wrestler himself, of course. And it's really sad to see. But I hope Big Cass as well gets well soon. Same with Asuka. I hope they both get better in the very near future. And hopefully Big Cass isn't out as long as Asuka's going to be. Hopefully he'll just be out for a little while. But we will see with the MRI this afternoon. Also, apparently there's more heat on Enzo Amore, speaking of Big Cass. Apparently it's gotten to the point that practically everybody in the Law locker room, as well as most of the people on SmackDown, just don't like him because of the antics he's pulled backstage. I don't know how much truth it is to it, but apparently this is why he was kind of buried the other day in that match between Big Show and Cass. To where, he finally wiggled his way out of the cage, but then he took the big boot to the face, and that was the end of it. Apparently, that was part of dealing with him, part of, I guess, the punishment, as it were, for dealing with the antics and stuff that he's been doing backstage and trying to, I guess, curtail that. I don't know if that's going to work, but that is what is believed to be going on. Is one reason he's being buried the way he's been being buried is because nobody likes him backstage, and I guess the writers and Vince don't really care for him that much because of the way he's been acting. So if that's true, it seems like Enzo may be on his way out of the main roster or out of the WWE entirely. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he straightens up his act and we get Enzo staying on the main roster, as well as Enzo not being released from the company. But with Big Cass out now, who knows what'll happen with Enzo, whether they'll push him at all or whether he'll just disappear from TV for a while too. Who knows? We'll figure that all out in the future. And of course, one of the big stories we have coming for you is Roman Reigns did an interview the other day, and he was asked about the potential for a full Shield reunion, since you've had Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose kind of reunite for that match for SummerSlam, and he was asked whether or not it would happen in the future, maybe a full Shield reunion, and he said, hopefully in the near future that there will come a point where they can get back together as an entire group, because it was just really, they had something special that he feels, and he thought the fans really enjoyed watching it. So that is the belief coming from Roman Reigns himself, saying there may be in the near future a full Shield reunion. I think the fans would enjoy that, and I think it would be better for Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns is just not getting over as a singles competitor anymore for some reason or another. For whatever reason, he gets booed every time he comes out, no matter what he does. So maybe being back with the Shield, and who knows, maybe the Shield can go heel, and maybe it'll all work out, or maybe they'll get fans to love Roman Reigns again somehow. Of course, they kind of failed with that by beating the Undertaker. So, but that said, that's what we got for you today. Hope you'll have a great day, and I'll see you down the road.